Welcome back to linear algebra. Let's jump into Anki. 6. How is the inverse of a product of invertible matrices related to the inverse of the individual factors? The inverse of a product of invertible matrices is invertible, and the inverse is equal to the inverses of the individual factors, but in the reverse order. Product of any number of invertible matrices is invertible, and the inverse of the product is the product of the inverses in reverse order. It is proved in the text that the inverse of an invertible matrix A is also invertible. How is A related to the inverse of the inverse of A? The inverse of the inverse of A is A. What are the leading variables in the linear system? Leading variables are variables associated with leading ones in the augmented matrix, a reduced echelon form of the matrix. Variables associated with leading ones in the row echelon forms of an augmented matrix. If A is an invertible matrix and n is a positive integer, what does the symbol A to the negative n denote? It denotes A to it denotes the inverse of A to the power of n. So the inverse of A times the inverse of A times the inverse of A n times. If A is a square matrix and n is a non-negative integer, what does the symbol A to the n denote? If n is 0, it denotes the I matrix, identity matrix. A to 0 equals I. If it's a positive number, then it's A times A times A n times. What condition must be satisfied for the matrix A, B, C, D? A equaling A, B, C, D, 2 by 2, to have an inverse. And what is the inverse in that case? A times D minus B times C must not equal 0. The inverse in that case is 1 over AD minus BC times the matrix D negative B negative C A. All right. I'm going to now grade what I did yesterday and then back from there. All right. So got both the problems from yesterday correct. Interestingly, there's other matrices that 2 by 2 matrices in which A times A equals A, not just the identity matrix, but still got the question right. And I'm gonna go do 2 more problems, then I'm gonna go continue working on 1.4 flashcards. So I'll be back after both of those things to recall what I learned. All right, we got 2 problems done. Both of them were using the inversion algorithm to solve for the inverse. So, yep. We also got 1 flashcard done for 1.4. So we're at 15 out of 18. So 15, 16, 17, 18. 4 more flashcards, and then we'll be done with 1.4 flashcards. This section will actually looks pretty simple considering it says the next couple problems are inverse algorithms. That's almost everything. And then we're going to be in the proofs, true, false. So working with technology. This is a quick, short chapter. Next one actually seems pretty quick and short as well. More on linear systems and invertible matrices. Really short, actually. Shorter than this one, maybe. Diagonal, triangular, and symmetric matrices. This one might be longer. Nope. Maybe. Introduction to linear transformations. That's a pretty long one. Okay. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll talk to you tomorrow. See you.